Okay, so the fifth episode of Loki, Journey into Mystery, dropped today, and I, the film watcher, naturally checked it out. And like all the episodes before it, it was amazing. I am so excited for the finale of this show. The only thing that could possibly deter me from the finale of this show is that, admittedly, these Marvel TV shows have always had finales that are kind of their downfall. Because in WandaVision, it's like amazing. There are a couple nitpicks before the finale, but then all the problems I had with the series as a whole came up in the finale. Both of the villains became like cartoonishly over the top. And like Agatha was over the top before, but like to an extreme level. And then Hayward was just shooting at little kids. So yeah. Um, Wanda received like no repercussions at all for enslaving an entire town. Like there was the they'll never know what you sacrificed for them, and but who cares? She enslaved an entire town. Come on. And then the final battle itself is a little bit standard instead of doing something unique and unorthodox, something like, well, I don't know what WandaVision was known for, but that's just me. And then with Falcon Winter Soldier, for the first like 5 episodes, it's amazing. It's better than WandaVision. But the last episode makes so many egregious errors that make it worse than WandaVision. Like with John Walker. Did anyone want to see a redemption arc for that guy? Really? Is that really what you watch this show for? Because you want to see John Walker get redeemed? No. They tried to make him a Zuko, but it doesn't make sense. He's an Azula. Get with the program, people. It's like he's just out there saving people. And teaming up with Sam and Bucky. What's up with that? And then of course the Sharon Carter twist, which I will address in a later video, but I'll just say now, it sucks. It's a terrible twist. So yeah, I really hope that Loki does well in its finale. I have no doubts that it will be good, because the finales to WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier are still good. They just have problems. I'm gonna be disappointed if someone like Miss Minutes ends up being the ruler of all time. That's gonna be just like, yeah, I don't want that to happen. Yeah. So I guess I'll go into the negative on this episode at least. What happened to Casey? He was played by Eugene Cordero, who's in like the first episode, had a cameo in the second one, and has not appeared since. Where'd he go? What's he been doing all this time? Doesn't make any sense. I found it kind of dumb how after Sylvie pruned herself and took herself to the void, one of the Minutemen was like, "She's self-pruned," as if the audience couldn't figure that out themselves. So that was dumb. But good stuff now. This is my favorite episode of the show so far, and it's amazing. I think it's kind of it's like ridiculous in a good sense how we see like 20 different versions of Loki fighting each other at the same time, and then like the ones that they focus on are awesome. I love seeing Richard E. Grant as old Loki. Like he's just great. I like that these MCU shows have been kind of doing more traditional costumes. Like, I mean, with WandaVision, you had the Halloween episode with Falcon and Winter Soldier. They did like the classic Captain America costume for Falcon, and Bucky looked like he did in the comics. Zemo looked like he did in the comics. I don't know about anyone else, but still, John Walker kind of looked like he did in the comics, especially with U.S. Agent. And then here we get old Loki in like a classic comic book Loki costume. If you've seen what Loki looks like in the comics, it's understandable how they'd adjust that for the movies, but it's still cool to see it here. I like Kid Loki and the fact that he's like the most respected of all of them, because, he's technically still a king because, he killed Thor. Great. Yeah. I like boastful Loki. He was funny. And then there was alligator Loki, who I said in my review of last week's episode was a lizard. And I don't know, it was an end credit scene. It was one glimpse of the other shot. I don't know, but yeah, he was hilarious. Best character in the entire show so far. Not really, but still. Everything that was good about the previous episodes was good about this one. Music, action, the character development for some of the supporting cast members. I thought at the beginning of the show I wasn't a huge fan of Hunter B-15, and Renslayer was just kind of okay. But they've really improved so far. I think the conversation between the two of them is really good in this episode. I like I at first I wasn't like super up to the idea of a romance between Sylvie and Loki, Siloki, if you will. But I mean, I don't know if they're actually gonna do a full on romance between them. But the stuff that they did in this episode ended up working pretty well for me, at least. I think the design of Eliath is really cool, and the entire climax of this episode in particular is phenomenal. I think it's really, really cool that during the climax, when classic Loki is rebuilding Asgard from the ground up, they play Ride of the Valkyries, because the Valkyries are a big part of Asgard. That was a really nice touch. The Dark Aster, Ronan's Kree ship from Guardians of the Galaxy, or maybe just one of the Kree ships in general, was in the background of one of the scenes. Huge, it kind of takes up the entire shot, but still. And I noticed that when I watched the episode a second time, and that was really cool. I think the scene with President Loki is really cool. And of course, I have to talk about Frog Thor, because it's when Loki, Classic Kid, and Boastful and Alligator Loki are all going into their shelter thing. We see kind of in the dirt these it's like slabs of rock, and then Mjolnir, and it's like, what, Mjolnir? And then it was like, and then you hear this little grunting thing, and then you see it's Frog Thor. It's Thor as a frog. That was awesome. And he's like trapped in this jar and he's trying to get out. It's amazing. I love it. And then he's the best thing in the show so far. That was just a really nice touch for true Marvel fans who are willing to go into the deep cuts, which I am. So yeah, I really liked that. Overall, this is a great episode. I am so excited for the finale, provided it does well. Based on the information that we saw at the end of this episode, yeah, I'm real excited for the finale. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. What do y'all think of Loki episode 5, Journey into Mystery? So yeah, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and keep calm and watch